All right, a nice first date might be dinner at City Dock Restaurant.
There you go. That's great.
All right, you've got your olive oil and garlic going. Standard operating procedure here for Chef Robert Saliza. When he's cooking this morning, it always starts with the garlic and the olive oil. And today we're making a pasta puttanesca.
Right. So the ingredients, of course, are parsley, calamine, olives, the olive oil, and the garlic, salt and pepper, Parmesan cheese, capers, as much as you'd like.
Yeah.
Red flake pepper for heat, and our sauce that we make at the hotel.
Okay, and the sauce is pretty basic, right?
Pretty basic. Once all the ingredients are in, then the secret is to shut it down and let it simmer for at least a half an hour, and then give everything a chance to work and incorporate into the sauce.
So you like capers?
I do.
I do too.
It gives it a nice. You also can put pepperoncini peppers if you like, but of course that has a vinegary taste to it.
Yeah.
And you don't really want to get into that.
Okay.
And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get this going, and then we'll just let it sit there and simmer for a while. And then about maybe 10 minutes down the road, I'll go ahead and I'll add the sauce. Pasta, of course, is your choice. We like to do it fork-friendly when we come here.
Yes.
And especially
We're
at home.
Spillers. We are spillers. That's what he didn't want to say, but it's totally true. And when you cook the pasta, you kind of pre-cook it a little bit.
Yes.
And that's a common technique in restaurants where you're making a lot of pasta. But if folks are having a dinner party at home, no one wants to sit around and wait 20 minutes, you know, for the water to boil and the pasta to cook. So people can kind of partially cook it the day before, but they don't want to cook it all the way.
No, no. But everything is just par cooked. You've even got the water going. You know, things that. It's called prepping. Get yourself ready for whatever you're going to do, and even at a restaurant when you're doing 500 or 600 covers at a big party or something, the success is in the prep.
But it's okay even at home to partially cook it, hold it, and then you cook it the rest of the way, which only takes a few minutes.
A few minutes to get it going.
Sauce ready.
Yep, and she's going right now where we can go ahead and start adding the sauce to it. And as I said, just take your time with it. You know, don't rush it. And once everything is mixed together, and it's at a point where you think you've got all the flavors incorporated, then go ahead and put it down on simmer and just let it work its way through. Now you can use a marinara sauce, you can use a pasta sauce. You know, I prefer the sauce that we make. Of course, that's another show.
Right, just the secret. We have not yet ever gotten Chef Robert to talk about what is exactly in the tomato sauce that he starts with, which I will respect. We got to have boundaries at some point. But a lot of folks may look at this and think it's working backwards. A lot of folks might, you know, open up their red sauce and then add things into it. But you're saying it's really important to kind of start with
all your ingredients and then the sauces, because your sauce is already flavored.
Yes.
And it's already cooked, and we just chilled it ready to go.
Okay.
Now, if you're going with a marinara sauce, which marinara in Italy means quick sauce, there's nothing but raw tomato, then you have to build from that. So, of course, you'd go ahead and put your sauce in first.
Okay.
Yeah.
But to make it puttanesca just means adding on those olives and the capers and things like that.
Olives, capers, and all the things. And then, of course, the Parmesan cheese is last. And you just can now let it sit there and simmer and just work its way with all the flavors. And then we'll go ahead and go on to something else.
All right. And that's something else that we're going to go on to, an Italian coffee cake. All of those ingredients are over here to my right, but we'll get into that next time.
Next segment.
Okay. All right. We're going to continue to let it simmer down here and get you with our puttanesca sauce. And then we'll fix up that pasta. And then forget about that for a while.
You can shock it, Esther, okay?
How's everything going at the restaurant? How was Easter?
Easter, we were sold out. We couldn't take any more. That's unfortunate. Mother's Day is coming up right around the corner, so please get there now. And if you book early, you could possibly get a discount on your price.
All right. Well, you should, because Easter's sold out, so that should tell you should try to book early. Plus, all those Easter people will probably want to come back on Mother's Day. So, okay, good. We'll continue to talk about that in just a little bit. Right now, we need to check in with meteorologist Jerry. All right, Chef Robert Saliza is back in the Hampton Roadshow kitchen today from City Dock Restaurant at the Norfolk Sheridan Waterside this morning. We have pretty much finished our pasta puttanesca sauce. It's just sitting here simmering and just getting better with every passing moment. But now we're moving along to dessert.
Dessert's going to be the Italian coffee cake. We've got the walnuts, the brown sugar, and cinnamon. And if you can just go ahead and put all that together and mix it while I'm going into this. This is the eggs, the sour cream, the vanilla, sugar, and butter. What you want to do is get your wet ingredients, get all that cream and get that started. So I'll go ahead and put the butter in.
You know, I shouldn't necessarily say it's for dessert because it could be for breakfast.
Absolutely.
It's coffee cake, which means technically it is for breakfast.
Get all that blended together.
Okay.
Then I'll put the sour cream in.
So what am I making? Some kind of topping?
That's going to be the coffee cake mixture that goes on each layer when we put it together.
Oh, all right. All right.
In the flour, of course, you've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour, pre-sifted. Then you've got baking soda and baking powder, teaspoon and a half of each. Mix all that together.
What's the difference between baking soda and baking powder?
It's rising elements.
What if you only had one in your pantry? Can you get away with only using one, or should
No,
you go bother
because they
the
have to
neighbor?
be together. Of course, baking soda gives you that acidy taste, so the baking powder will balance it out.
All right. I was not strong in physics.
Okay. I'll go ahead and put the
Chemistry.
cream cheese or the sour cream in next. Get that
Okay.
going. And I'll put all this together. Then we'll go ahead and add the sugar. And that's basically it, other than the flour. And when we put that together, we'll put it together with that there.
So check this out. This is a nice deep pan. It's really deep. So we'll put like a layer of the batter and a layer of this
a layer
stuff.
of that, and we'll just keep on going.
Okay.
Now this wants to, when you bring it out, you should be able to pour it in the coffee into the pan. If it's too thick, then you can go ahead and put about maybe a half a cup of milk if you'd like.
Okay.
Just to thin it out just a little bit so it can be poured to make layers.
Okay.
And then that's basically it. We'll put it all together here in a minute. It'll
You
go
get
in
the oven on 350? How long?
350 for 1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour.
Well, it's thick, isn't it?
Then when you take it out, please remember to let it sit for about 15 or 20 minutes.
In the
Because
pan.
in the pan, because of the density of the coffee cake, if you were to flip it over, it'll just come right down.
Okay.
Because it's heavy. You have to wait.
All right, it'll crush itself. All right, good tips there. Hey, while we're giving people tips, we've got a bit of the bubbly in the kitchen with us this morning. Joshua Hodge, the food and beverage director there for the Sheridan Waterside Hotel, where Chef Robert Saliza is the executive master chef in the City Dock restaurant. So you are shocking the pasta,
Yep.
right?
Uh-huh.
To put with the Puttanesca sauce that you made.
Yes.
But take a look front and center. The coffee cake has come out of the oven, and that looks terrific. And you said when it comes out, let it stand for a while before you turn it to put it on
Turn
a
it
plate.
over, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, it looks really, really good. Some fresh berries there.
gorgeous.
Looking forward to giving it a try.
And the pasta's all ready to go. As soon as Josh finishes his little segment, we'll go ahead and plate and start eating.
All right, not to hurry you at all, but it seems that you are the last thing standing between me and a dish of that pasta. So what do you got?
Okay. Well, since it's been so hot lately, I've decided to pick such a refreshing summer wine that's great as an aperitif, but also pairs well with some other items. So I picked the Umberto Fiore, which is a Moscato di Asti from Italy, of course, the Piedmont region, actually. And
So that makes it, it's champagne, right?
actually, it's a semi-sparkler. It's got about half, if you compare it to a champagne, it's got about half the sparkling characteristics of a regular champagne.
Okay, all right, so not everything that bubbles is champagne.
Exactly. It's not all the way there.
It smells wonderful,
about halfway
yeah,
there.
good.
But Moscato is really known for such a fantastic perfume it has.
It does smell very, very good.
And it's just such a great item to, on that hot day, pop a bottle, sit on your patio, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Goes
very
well
nice.
with berries and cream. Goes really well with
Coffee
sweet
cake.
cheeses, mascarpone. Could go well with coffee cake, although I'd probably select the Starbucks coffee, the breakfast blend for that first. But.
All right, and tell me about the wine that you've got to go with.
Selected a red. Actually, it's going to go very well with Chef's Puttanesca here. It's the Frescobaldi Nippesano Riserva Chianti Rufino from the Chianti region in Italy. And this, as with most reds from the Chianti region, it's like 90% Sangiovese. It's a grape type. If you want to give that a smell.
Of course I do.
We've got some blackberry, black pepper, wild cherries, a little bit of
Very
cocoa
nice.
in there also.
Really?
And I selected this because with the olives and so forth that Chef has in his Puttanesca with the brininess, this is going to pair off that very well.
All right. Thank you very much for coming
Sure.
in, suggesting great wines to go
You're
with
welcome.
our great dishes here today. We're going to give that a try in just a second. I have to be polite. I have to wait for the others.
Looks great, Chef.
Almost there, though. All right, let's meet our studio audience.